The term Shringar is really about the ornamentation that a person does in order to prepare themselves. So in this particular case, for when it comes to performances or dance or music, it's about how you adorn yourself, which all of us do every day. We all Shringar ourselves every day, working out what shirt we're going to wear, what jewellery, what this, in order to prepare for the day. So this is what Shringar actually means, is about ornamentation of the self. The Bharatanatyam dance is probably what I would call the sort of the top end of Shringar in the sense of ornamentation, because they have to wear all the specific jewellery that they need to wear, which is from earrings to headpieces. The tikka comes down top here, and the earrings tend to be long, so they'll have the earring bit that drops here and then the extension that goes up here. They have two pieces that they have to wear on top, which are probably mythologically connected in the sense of it's the sun and the moon, and they have to be on the right side, so the sun sits on this side of the head and the moon sits on this side of the head. And then there's a short necklace and then a longer necklace that they wear, armbands on both sides, and then they also have flowers which they adorn themselves with. And some of them, if they've got a long plait, the plait gets plaited with little gold pieces all the way down.
Actually, I'm trained in two different classical dance from South India, which is Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. And also I'm trained in theatre. It's a classical theatre called Yakshagana, but I only teach Bharatanatyam. Bharatanatyam, it is originated in South India, and it used to be performed only in temples to worship gods. And then after I think it has a history of 3,000 years. As far I know, from last 1,000 years, we started performing outside the temple, like in theatres or paddy fields, and normally it is kind of like storytelling dance. The people tell a story through their dance. I was very nervous. Even now, before I go to stage, I panic, I'm nervous, and it's just a different feeling, excitement just before the performance, and although how you prepare yourself for hours and hours and years, maybe the dance you learned, maybe that dance is the first time you learned it, but still before I go to stage I always nervous. On the performance day, I do my meditation at least for an hour before I leave my home. And then everything is packed and everything, costume, ironed properly, and the jewelries are okay, and the makeup. So we start from, I start my hairdressing first, and then I do my makeup, then I put my costume on. Sometimes it varies, it's different. And after all my, preparation, the prayer is another part of my preparation. So I do my prayer where I greet my teacher, my God, and Mother Earth, and then I start mentally practice, so just go through my dance, just keep myself busy until I go to the stage, otherwise I feel very nervous.
The artist has to really choose about what they're going to wear, how they want to present themselves, and then you'll find that there'll be some artists or some musicians who are very quite simple in their attire. So it might just be a kurta top, which is the traditional male costume attire that you would wear. They may have rings because it depends on the instrument that they're playing to what do they want to capture in the performance. If you think back to perhaps days of before lighting and stage, etc., and you were dependent on very much candlelight, etc., around you, then I would imagine there would be certain levels of adornment that you would, in order to be seen on stage and be captured in that sort of richness of to reflect the richness of the music as well as richness of the actual culture itself. When it comes to females, it depends. It would depend, obviously, really from which area or region within India they came from. So majority of the time here in the UK, we tend to see women dressed in saris, which are world famous, and wrapped around in a particular style, etc. And then they'll wear, really beautiful jewellery, make sure their hair is presented, and the makeup will be a touch more than you would have it if you were out on an everyday walk around.
The santoor originated in India, in the northern part of India, and it was basically used as an accompaniment instrument in the valleys. But later on, my guru, he introduced this instrument into classical music, and he had to make certain changes on the instrument to be able to play the classical ragas. Rags, from what I know, they have been written in the scriptures, like what we have read in the scriptures, they have been made by the gods. And later on, they have been passed on to the next generation by word of mouth. And there are books also, very old ancient books, in which they have been mentioned, their names have been mentioned. And well, it's basically, as you know, the whole music in the world it has 12 notes in an octave, so it's an arrangement of those notes, and it has some rules. The ascending and descending orders are different. Some are pentatonic, some have 6 notes in them, some are complete with 7 notes going up and down. So that way that arrangement is made in such a way that it gives you a different rag. Good evening, friends. I'm going to play rag Kaushik Dhwani. This is a pentatonic rag. The second and the fifth notes are omitted. I'm going to start with alap, which will be followed by jod and jhala, and then the tabla accompaniment will start, and the first slow composition is set to rupak tal, which is a 7-beat cycle, and the next composition will be in ek tal, a 12-beat cycle, and the last one a 16-beat composition. Okay, thanks.
दो साज बजाना, एक तो मेरा स्पेशल मेरा जो और मेरा अपना साज सितार में बजाना, दूसरा आई कैन प्ले दिलरुबा आल्सो एंड आई कैन टीच बोथ। साज दरअसल मैं पहला गाने ही सीखदा सी बचपन तो वोकल, पर उस तो बाद मैनू सतगुरु जी ने, मेरे सतगुरु जगजीत सिंह जी ने मैनू दिल्ली भेजा सितार सीखने वास्ते, उस्ताद अमजद अली खान साहब दे कोल। सितार दी हिस्टरी जिहड़ी है ये मन्नी जाती है कि अमीर खुसरो जी ने इसनू मॉडिफाई किया हिंदुस्तानी वीणा तो बाद। हिंदुस्तानी वीणा इंस्ट्रूमेंट नू मॉडिफाई करके ਉਹਦੇ तो सितार बनाई गई, और अमीर खुसरो जी ने इसनू ਜਿਹੜੇ कि बहुत ਵੱਡੇ संत भी होए ने और म्यूजिशियन भी होए ने अपने टाइम, मेरे ख्याल अकबर ਦੇ ਜ਼ਮਾਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ शायद होए ने वो, तो उन्होंने इनू मॉडिफाई किया। सितार मन्नी जाती है कि उन्होंने बनाई है। इंडिया में तो चल रहा है अजकल, इत्थे भी होना है, तो उस हिसाब नाल एक बहार राग का शब्दावली दे सामने पेश किया जाता है। कहो नानक एह बेद की संग को गुरमुख पावे माई ने तन पायो हरि नाम माई में तन 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 पायो हरि नाम माई में तन 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 पायो है नाम पायो है नाम पायो है नाम नाम।
Concert series that takes place each year for about 8 to 9 concerts a year, which provides a platform for audiences to look in and enjoy the music, to experience the best of the classical. Now, whether that is a 6-year-old giving her best on the sitar or whether it's a very senior musician. And then on the other side, a platform where contemporary music can be tested because it's a small, neat audience and you can take that, dip your toe in and take the risk without going into like a 1,000-seater and finding actually you've got 5 people in the audience. So it's a bit of a, it's that kind of space where experimental things can also take place, and you can provide the audience with a very warm experience. They can confidently step in and try the music out. And it might be for an audience that are not familiar with the music, so therefore they can dip their toe in, have a taste of that evening, and then make an informed decision if they decide to go and see a concert that might be taking place at a 1,000-seater venue, because they now know what that music is and what they're going to go and test out.